Who says there's no job in Sweden? Who says there's no job in a European country? This is the mistake you are doing as an immigrant. As an immigrant, this is what you should do to get a job quickly. I've got the best family. Love 'em. Hey, beautiful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. If you're just joining here, you are highly welcome. Please do me a favor by subscribing, and if you have been supporting me from day one, I do appreciate. Thank you for always supporting me. So today we're going to talk about work generally in Sweden and other parts of European country. So the reason why I'm making this video, because I saw a comment that asked me, or she said, please Jenny, can you talk about job in Sweden? So I'm going to basically talk about Sweden, because I base in Sweden, and I'm also going to add a little country, like talk generally about European country as a whole. So I'm going to talk about that too. So let's talk about job in Sweden. Let's talk about work in European country, or generally abroad, to be precise. Like if you're based in any part of abroad, let's just talk about everything. So now that I'm in Sweden, I know a little bit of it now, like in my own experience, and what I'm saying right now, I'm gonna say everything concerning the job marketing and concerning work and everything. So let's go straight to the point. So if you are migrating to European country, or you are migrating to Sweden, so if you are migrating to any part of European country, or you are migrating to Sweden as as an immigrant, or you are going to abroad, either UK, USA, anywhere as far as it's not Africa, my dear, the only advice I'm gonna give to you is that when you are migrating, make sure you migrate to the sitting area, especially if you're a student. If you're a student, you are looking for admission, sorry, if you are looking for admission in European country, especially European country, make sure you find admission in the city area. For example, in Sweden, like Stockholm, Uppsala, Göteborg, Malmo, the sitting area will favor you as a student, trust me. Because the sitting area, you're gonna find a job, especially when you are from English spoken country, especially when you speak English. So when you speak English, the city area will always favor you. But if you go and look for admission in the small city area, my dear, you are not going to get a job quick, trust me. Because I'm a victim of this, so that is the reason why I'm sharing all this stuff now. So like a lot of people have been asking me about the job marketing and all that. There is job in European country, but it depends where you live. Where did you live in European country? Where did you live in abroad? So where you live determine how to get a job quickly. So if you live in the city, the sitting area will always favor you as an immigrant. But if you are an immigrant and you live in the small city area, trust me, to get job is gonna be so hard for you, trust me. And especially if you migrate to a small city area in European country, it requires a lot of languages, a lot of it requires driving license. But the sitting area, there is bus flying everywhere, and there's a lot of job, maybe like some cleaning job, some hotel job. For example, if you go to the city area, there's a lot of hotels there, there's a lot of shops, there's a lot of opportunity there. So if you're migrating to European country, if you're migrating to any parts of the world, try to live in the city area. Even though you're not living the city area, if even though you are not living there, at least try to live like 30 minutes to the city area, or 45 minutes, or even 1 hour to the city area is going to favor you. But if you go and live in the small town as an immigrant, you are gonna regret it. Trust me, this is the real fact, and this is the true fact, and this is the a lot of people might not tell you this, but this is the fact. If you're an immigrant migrating to another country, try to live in the city area. Even in European country, the small city area, even their youth, they are not staying there like that. Once they finish their school, they finish their even like their youths in European country, once they finish their secondary school, for example, here in Sweden, they call secondary school gymnasia. Once they finish their gymnasia from the small town, from where they are living, maybe they are living in the small town. Once they finish their school, they move out of that area, they go to the city area. So, and that is the reason why they find it so difficult to see a lot of younger people living in the small town, because there's no job opportunity for them like that. So even the youths from their country have not gotten job after finish secondary school. Is it you as an immigrant that will get the job quickly? No. So the sitting area will always favor you as a student. If you migrate to European country and you are a student, you want to study, make sure you migrate to the city area. Even though you're not going to get a perfect job, at least like all this cleaning job, all this what's it called, hotel job, all this small job, most of their citizens don't like doing that type of job. But since you are living in the city area as an immigrant, you will get the job so quickly, especially when you speak English. Okay. But if you live in the small city area, trust me, as an immigrant, it's not going to be easy for you. And how are you going to pay your school fees? That is another problem. So it's very, very important that as you're migrating to a European country or any part of the world like UK, USA, Canada, make sure you live in the city area. And even though you don't live in the center area, at least let it be a little bit. So I'm gonna use myself as an example. For example, like the place I live is like 3 hours from here to Stockholm. It's 3 hours to Stockholm. So, and I had a lot of African ladies that went to Stockholm. They just came to Stockholm. They came to Stockholm like 3 months. Then after 3 months, they got a job there in Stockholm. They they got two job, you get. And me living 3 hours from Stockholm, I went for interview and all they keep on asking is driving license. Why mean the people that moved to Stockholm 3 months, they got a job without asking driving license. And now I have come to realize why the sitting area favor immigrants more than what's it called, more than the small city area. Even not just an immigrant, if you, even there are people here, even the youngest ones, you get the youngest ones, once they finish, because I know a lady that finished secondary school, which is Janesha, after 1 year, the lady have not gotten a job. You get, and the lady is also a citizen. She's also from the country. So the sitting area will always favor you as an immigrant. There is job. There is job in Sweden. There's job in European country. There's job in any part of abroad, which is UK, USA, Canada, but it determine where you are living. So where you are living determine a lot. So is very very advisable to it's very very advisable to live in the city area as an immigrant. So the sitting area is not going to stress you, especially when it comes to language barrier and everything. I know a lot of Africa that have never been to SFE, but they are doing a good job in Stockholm. But now the language is also advisable when you migrate to a European country. It's also advisable to learn their language because you don't know what the future holds. Maybe you are going to move to the small town in the future, and the small town require a lot of language. Okay, and another thing again is, okay, now that the new law in Sweden now says before you become a citizen of the country, you must pass through exam, like you must go and write their language exam. You are going to write it in their language, you are not going to like write it in English. So I'm kind of like, so a lot of people that did not go to SFE like olden days and they live in Stockholm, Stockholm have making some immigrant lazy, especially the English spoken one. Some of them, once they move to Stockholm, maybe they come directly from their country to Stockholm. They don't care about the language. So I'm kind of wondering now that the new law says everybody that want to become a citizen must write exam in the Swedish language. How are they going to do? How are they going to cope? Maybe they are going to go back to SFE and they will start afresh. So it's always advisable to go to the language school. The language school will